Hello there from my hotel room in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. I just arrived here. I took an overnight flight from the UK through Qatar, landing in Baghdad. There's a new visa on arrival scheme for a handful of countries, including the UK. If you didn't already know, it was introduced earlier this year, and I am now fully taking advantage of it. For me, getting the visa at the airport was a very simple process. All you have to do is fill out this form, including evidence of a hotel booking somewhere in Baghdad, and then you just wait for 30 to 45 minutes. For me, it only took 10 minutes, and then you give them $77 in cash, you get a stamp in your passport, and you're in. I'm going to be touring around the country with a company called Bil Weekend. Tomorrow I'm meeting Mahdi, who's going to help show me around Baghdad, where I'm starting this trip. Before I get things going, if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, I'd really appreciate a follow. I'm trying to post more stories and reels, etc. on there, and if you want to see behind the scenes stuff while I'm touring Iraq and also in the future in other countries, then give me a follow. Anyway, I'm going to get some sleep now and catch up on my rest before continuing with this video tomorrow morning. See you then. So good morning here from not too far away from central Baghdad. I'm here with Mahdi, who's helping show me around today, and we have come to, what's the name of this place?
Kahir.
And we're going to be trying a kind of dairy.
This is the cream only,
cream.
but also
Okay.
there's a very sweet pastry, you can say.
Let's take a look inside. Locals eating right here, and the process of it being made. Salam alaikum. Wow. Here we are, here it is, a famous delicacy here in Baghdad, right?
Yeah.
So, everything with your hands here, this is how it's done. Essentially a very syrupy, flaky thing that you can have in the morning, and the dairy, the gamma, is a nice contrast to that. He wants to be in the video. Salam alaikum.
عليكم السلام. نورت العراق طبعا.
Shukran. He said welcome to Iraq.
Yeah, no, you both like it to Iraq, which is basically, hey, welcome to Iraq. Yeah.
That's very kind of you.
اهلا وسهلا بك، شرفتنا. هذا بلدك الثاني.
This is your second home. This is an honor for us to have you here.
Shukran habibi.
حبيبي. طيب الأكل؟
The food is good.
Tamam, tamam.
تمام.
Very good.
So to finish off, some tea, and in a traditional Iraqi way, we have the sugar at the bottom. You may be able to see, if I lift up the glass, just how much sugar is in there. You can choose to mix it and make it sweeter, or you can drink it like this, and it's still very sweet, but perhaps a bit more attuned to your taste.
Yep. Most of our food is very, very sweet, including this pastry that you just ate.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very, very sweet.
Yeah, it was, it was. So after finishing the sweet pastry and the tea, we walked through Tahrir Square. I only took a couple shots on my phone, as there's a lot of security there from the protests that have been going on in the last few years. And we have walked towards, or took a taxi towards, Al-Rashid Street, which is one of the main market streets here in Baghdad, full of life and a hub of activity. Just behind me here is the statue of Abdul-Karim Qasim. Saddam Hussein himself actually tried to assassinate him in this exact spot from one of these windows with a sniper or a rifle, I believe. This part of the street, underneath the old pillars, is full of street food and tea places, but also home utility stuff, electronics and drills I can see across the street. Quite a bustling part of the capital here. It still feels very strange to think that I'm here in Baghdad and in Iraq in general. Kurdistan has always been accessible to tourists, but only this year has it become very easy for a few nations to visit. And wow, we're entering the copper market now. Take a look at this. So the copper market here is hundreds of years old. You'll find intricate patterns of calligraphy on different items, as well as various pots and pans. So the copper market eventually peters out and you reach all the rugs and textiles as you continue further into the maze. So coming out of there, you will see Shibandar Cafe on Watanabe Street, which is the bookshop district, and here it has this sort of old world atmosphere with all these old pictures of prominent people on the walls, people smoking shisha, and to stop by and have the tea.
We call it Numi Basra. The tea's name is Hamel.
Hamel.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's very sweet again, but just with a limey taste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweet with lime taste.
Wow. Yeah. You prefer the original, I suppose?
Yes, I prefer the original. I'm not very good with the I would say weird taste of it.
It's quite a weird taste. It almost reminds me of a lemon sherbet, something like that.
Yeah.
You see the layout of the benches here? It forces people to start talking to each other because of the way in which they are located. It's easy to sort of have your arm down and then get chatting to the people that are kind of overhearing your conversation, or whether you're sitting in front of them as well. So it's the way it's been done is very thoughtful for that reason. Finishing the tea, and outside the cafe, Watanabe Street is named after the famous poet from the 10th century. It's one of the oldest in Baghdad. Back onto Al-Rashid Street. With its signature pillars. Rubbing shoulders with everybody as I make my way through. So here on Al-Rashid Street, we have stopped in a famous place to try some raisin juice. You have all the presidents of Iraq on the wall behind me here, and that's because all of them at some point have been to this juice place. Wow, very refreshing and sweet, almost a bit date-like in the flavor. This is one stop you really should try to make if you're passing down this street, and I've never tried raisin juice in my life before, so it's the first time for everything. We stumbled across this bread place on the street here with a really deep oven. They can cook so many at the same time, and the guy's just rolling the dough. Really rustic feel to it. Even the old TV up in the corner by the clock. They wouldn't let us leave without taking some bread for free, so it's quite unique in its shape. Still warm, fresh out the oven. Call to prayer ringing out here in the mid-afternoon. Al-Rashid Street is so long, it just keeps on going. Littered with cafes and people smoking shisha. Amazing vibe.
هناك الدولة دمرهم حتى ندمرهم حتى يبدلوها بالنور يا معود ما عندنا ملايين. تمرضني اتغدى هنا. This are the.
So these are old bills from the era of Saddam.
Hitler.
He said Hitler. In this shop, which is selling old money, not just from that era, but dating back hundreds of years.
His name Rababa.
Okay.
Hey, his name Rababa.
Rababa.
Like the Kamal, but from Badu, Iraqi Badu. Iraqi, Arab Badu, all, يعني.
I see. It's beautiful.
يعني شوية.
Some revolvers here in this particular antique shop. They date back to the British times in Iraq after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, and you can literally just pick them up and see if you fancy buying one. After a taxi journey from Old Baghdad to Adamiyah, we are now having what is the de facto national dish of Iraq, masgouf, which is usually marinated freshwater carp, and wow, it smells and looks incredible. And here, of course, the bread, which is enormous, larger than a discus at the Olympics. Wow, so juicy. Wow. Oh my god. I did not expect it to pack anywhere near as much flavor as that. What about you? Do you love it?
I absolutely love it. It's like, it's the best fish that I've had in months, I can say. It's amazing.
And we're eating it right by the Tigris River with a beautiful view and lots of families and couples and friends all sitting here too. Following our fish, we took a taxi journey here to just outside the shrine of Musa al-Kadhim and Muhammad al-Jawad, one of the most important sites for Shia Muslims, and especially a very prominent place here in Baghdad to visit. An incredible place inside. I've just been. You cannot take your phone or any camera equipment or your bag or anything inside. You're not able to take pictures or videos. But take a look at these images I've taken from the internet. It is full of gold and incredible calligraphy and just sheer opulence. And I'm told that the shrines in Karbala and perhaps Najaf are even greater than this one. The area all around the shrine is a large souk. Look how glamorous all of this is. Shop after shop of different types of incredible bracelets, necklaces, medallions, rings. Hello and welcome back to Baghdad. Today is another day. I am in a park called Shahrazad and Sharia for this festival full of young people, music. There was a marathon earlier today, and I just want to show a slight different side to Baghdad before I wrap up this video. A little bit of an art exhibition here as well. In the nice sunset, tree-lined view of the river.
Notes written with cartoons. So people have written.
So events like this here in Baghdad are very social. Lots of people come here to meet other like-minded people, to chat, not just admire the different exhibitions and stalls.
There is some other handmade stuff.
Various handmade items here.
We have this one. It's a wood, and they write in that, and we do the drawings and these things. Yeah, it's also handmade. That's a handmade items as well.
Do you have a lot of events like this in Baghdad?
Yeah. Especially like these months, from August till December or January.
So I'm going to end this video of Baghdad here. Thank you to Mardi for helping to show me around. And if you want to do a similar tour, then the link to Bil Weekend will be in the video description.
So, like, you're all welcome here to come with us. We can tour you around all of Iraq, and yeah, it was really my pleasure to tour you around Baghdad, and I hope you have the fun in the rest of Iraq.
Thank you very much. So I'll see you on the next video here in Iraq. Lots of places coming up, Karbala, Babylon, Basra, the Mesopotamian marshes, so stay tuned and I'll see you on the next one.
Peace.